Hi guys, this is Jervis here and I hope you are staying safe and healthy throughout this entire CB period. And in today's episode, I'm going to answer one of the questions from one of my followers as to, Jervis, I'm selecting my BTO and which region is actually performing the best. Alright, stay tuned and find out. Alright, so recently both Nisho and I have just covered a webinar with all the budding individuals, young couples who are thinking of buying their own BTOs, and actually this was quite a great webinar. So you can take a look at the photo that's going to be here. Alright, and if you're interested in any of our webinars in the future, you can always stay tuned to our Insta story and you can stay tuned because this kind of webinars are really great, especially when it comes to giving you a head start in real estate investments. Alright, so today I'm going to look at the screen because these slides were actually from my webinars as well, and I hope that when you're looking at me, the slides also will be here and then you can see all the slides as we progress. Alright, so the question that I have today is which BTO region is actually performing the best? Okay, I know there are a lot of news that came out with the $1 million HDB, and in my next video, I'm going to cover with you what are the different steps you can use to spot that $1 million HDB and whether is it really practical to get a $1 million HDB again in Singapore. Okay, but back to my followers' question as to which BTO region is performing the best. Okay, if you were to take a look here, which is the top 10 BTO regions, right, you can see that areas like Punggol, Woodlands, Choa Chu Kang, Jurong West, Yishun, Sengkang and Bukit Panjang are actually performing the best in the entire Singapore. Yet contrary to popular belief, we always believe that people at Pinnacle at Duxton or in the city area is always earning more, but that's not the case here if you were to take a look. Okay, taking the lead will be Bukit Panjang, followed by Yishun, going on to Jurong West, Choa Chu Kang, Woodlands, then Sengkang and Punggol. Alright, so firstly I'll just cover the first top performing BTO first, right, in the 2018 area, right. This BTO was actually launched in 2009, which means that it took the developer about 3 to 4 years to build, and then after that was 2012, 5 years to MOP, the minimum occupancy period, before it reaches 2017, and this BTO is actually at Bukit Panjang. It's actually the #1 in terms of returns. It's called Sega Grove. So those individuals who is staying in Sega Grove, congratulations to you, because in the 2018 and 2019 market, this BTO is actually performing the best. Alright, so in terms of returns, the 2-bedroom units there actually have a capital appreciation rate of about 207.7%, which is really high, right? Because the median launch price then was about $83,000 and the sale price after it was sold eventually was about $255,000 a 2-bedroom, right? The 3-room units went for a capital appreciation rate of 122.1%, and the 4-room units went for 80%, right? All of this were throughout an 8-year period because 3 years you have to build till it launches, and then 5 years later MOP, right? So what we see here is that from this first example, we see that the smaller units are actually getting a higher capex compared to the bigger units. And let's stay tuned to see whether is it true for the other BTOs that are also performing quite well as well. Okay, so if you can take a look at this, the next one will be at Fernvale Crest, is at Sengkang, and the launch date was around June 09. Okay, there were 2-room, 3-room, 4-room units, but those that performed the best were the 3-room units, which made a capital appreciation rate of 149.5%, right, with a returns of close to $204,000, because the launch price then was $136,000 and then eventually it was sold at $340,000. Okay, and then the 4-room units there made a capital appreciation rate of 91.6%. Okay, the median price then was about 226k in the 09 market for a 4-room unit, and it was eventually sold after MOP at about $434,000. Okay, this is the second in line, right? The third best performing BTO was this BTO called Jade Spring 2. Okay, it was launched in March 08 and it's in the Yishun area. Okay, so this Jade Spring 2, there were 2-room, 3-room and 4-room units, and the 3-room units there made a capital appreciation rate of about 137.9%, right? And the 4-room units there made a return of about 87%, because the median price then for a 4-room unit was about 221k, and then the launch price became $413,000. Okay. Next, if you take a look at the number 4, right, it's actually at Fernvale Residence. Fernvale Residence is actually in the Sengkang area. It was launched in June 08. There were 3-room, 4-room, 5-room units, right? The best performing units were the 3 and 4-room. The 3-room units then made a capex rate of about 142.8%. Launch price was about $147,000. Was eventually sold for $358K, which amounts to about $210,000 in profit, right? That's crazy, right? And the 4-room unit there actually made a capital appreciation rate of 79% from a median price of $241K all the way. The price rose all the way to about $431K, right? So the next in line will be a property in Yishun still. It's called Dew Spring and it was launched in 2008. And Dew Spring launched a 2, 3 and 4-room flat type, and the 3-room units actually made a capex rate of 130.2% from a median price of $133,000, which is actually about the cost of a car, right, in Singapore. And then it was sold eventually in the post-MOP period about $306K, which means that this owner here made about $170,000 in returns just because he bought a 3-room unit, right? The 4-room units, whereas made an 84.5% return, and launch price was about $217K, and then it was sold about $401K. Okay, I think that as we progress through this entire video and this top performing BTOs, right, you already kind of figure out which size, right, which sizes are actually those that will have a higher capex rate. Okay, so if you haven't found out yet, I'll carry on going, and if you have found out, leave in the comment section below. Alright, okay, the next place is actually at Boon Lay Middle. It's at Jurong West area, and the 2-room units make a return of 132.7%. The 3-room made a return of 107.7%, and the 4-room units made a return of 72.4%. Not too shabby at all, not too shabby at all, right? Okay, so the 7th in line is actually a place called Sunshine Court in Choa Chu Kang, and was launched in December 08, right? The 3-room units there made a capital appreciation rate of 130.7%, whereas the 4-room units made a capex rate of 77.6%. Next, we have this BTO called Straits Vista in Woodlands. 3-room units make a return of 126%, and the 4-room units make a return of 80.7%. Alright, so you can see that the owners here actually made a return of about $176,000, where they actually bought this property for only $140K for a 3-room unit. And for the 4-room unit, we see that they made a profit of $178,000, even though they only paid $220,000 for the BTO. Right? And next we have this BTO called Champions Court, and it's in Woodlands area. The 3 units made a return of 147.8%, the 4 units make a return of 84.2%, and the 5 units make a return of 67.2%. Okay, and lastly, at the 10th place, right, we have this place called Senja Green. It's in Bukit Panjang area. There were 2-room, 3-room, 4-room units, right? And the launch price then was about 82K to 100K for a 2-room, 138K to 170K for a 3-room, 211K to 270K for a 4-room, okay? And the 3-room units make a capex rate of 112.9%, whereas the 4-room units make a capex rate of 85.4%. Okay, so this video actually shows you the top 10 best performing BTOs and which are the districts that, you know, contrary to popular belief, what people think actually are, right? And one thing that you realize that if you are going for the capital appreciation, the smaller the unit, definitely there's going to be higher capex. And the rationale behind that is this. Why is it consistent throughout? It's because these units are cheap. So if the units are cheap, the entry price is low, definitely people who are buying in the future, you'll be willing to pay a little bit more, and they also will be able to allow you to make more capital appreciation on it. Alright, I hope that all of you have enjoyed this episode on the Ask J&A show, and I hope I can see you for the next episode. Right? If you love this video, give it a like, a share, a positive comment, and stay tuned to find out where the $1 million HDB units are. See you.